What's up, BoobTube? Josh here today. Another update video because it's been a lot of just, good old hard elbow grease work on the car. But I wanted to go ahead and talk about the name change on the channel. I figured I would go ahead and align all of my stuff together. The Rototurd name was kind of something funny that I started a long time ago. But with me wanting to do more race car and engineering and stuff like that, I figured it's about time to change it to my Castle Speed name that I'm thinking about possibly starting a side business or, doing something along those lines. But anyways, with that, let's go ahead and get dived into the car and all the updates that have been going on in the car and the, about probably 20 hours or so or more of wiring that I've done to the car. Let's get you turned around. So the front of the car really hasn't changed all that much. As you can tell, this is all pretty much the same. I have built my throttle cable bracket and I've mounted my fuel pressure regulator. Fun stuff. And then I've also built my brake line that relocates over to here to avoid the hot exhaust. The exhaust is wrapped as well, and I still have to unhook the fuel lines from here, and I have some heat shield to slide over the fuel lines as well when that time comes. I have been slowly, as you can see, it's actually got all the body panels on it, and there's the hood. Slowly been sanding and prepping the whole body of the car to paint it. That's, lots and lots of work all on its own. You can see how rough it is right now and that it's still very dirty. Don't know if I'm actually going to come back across it and try and knock it all the way down through the clear coat or just leave it like this and primer it and seal it. But that's on the list of things to do. Got my battery cable brackets all built, and then I've also got the switch panel all built. It's all ready to go with all the inputs, outputs hooked up to it with my little harness from the switch panel that goes over to trigger the relays, and then my output portion from the ECU to the ground relay triggers. And then got the roll cage primered. I don't remember if I had done that in the last video or not, but it's primered black. It's some self-etching primer, so it helps paint adhesion. It's really hard to sand through, actually, which surprised me because I had to put the window net frame up, and then the piece of result, whatever that French phrase is, the ECU and mounting plate, wiring, all that jazz. Ignore the horribly done, whatever you call that stuff, seam sealer. That's going to be all hidden behind the dash, so you won't know that it's there and blah blah blah. But that's good. It's hard mounted. Well, it would be hard mounted if it was actually tightened up, but it's not. But that's the leash relay board with everything wired to it, and the Haltech with everything wired and depinned. And if we walk around to this side, see more of the body sanding and stuff that I need to get done. But this is probably not going to get perfect because my full intention is to have donuts on the side of the car, because if it doesn't have donuts, then it's not a race car. But I have completely wired just about everything that's supposed to run to the back up, and this is from the this is all new wire, and then this is the factory wiring for everything in the Miata. I still have to run a wire for my cool suit once I get all that sorted, but that's down the road. And then I may break out from here to turn the radio on, depending on where exactly in this area I mount the radio. If I mount it here, or if I mount it behind the seat, because I'm planning on running a passenger seat here. So if I mount it behind the seat, then hopefully I'll be able to reach it and adjust the volumes and so on and so forth. But if not, I think there's ways to make it so that you can't do that. So that's that. And that's, I mean, it's not pinned in anything yet through the bulkhead, because I actually have to, with the connectors that I have to pull the harness through the bulkhead and then connect it to the bulkhead connectors and then bolt the bulkhead connector to the firewall, and that was a mouthful. So I'm not going to do that until after I paint the car, because I plan on painting the interior. I don't think I'm going to do the engine bay. It's just, I don't feel like removing the motor and everything again and dealing with all of that. So I'll probably leave it in. But yeah, I've got everything sorted. I've got parts and pieces coming. Still have to build ducting for the radiators and everything else. But here is the main engine harness. So there's the 2 firewall connectors and the 4 coil pack connectors with the CAS wiring, and then a couple other things for like the brown is for, I believe, I think it's the headlights. Brown is headlights, and then blue is for the windshield wipers. And then obviously I need a DTM connector to connect my oil pressure temp sensor up, so that's all ready to go. So that's pretty much the update on the car. I literally have not filmed anything. I've just been slamming, working on stuff besides wiring videos. Usually don't do all that great anyways, but if there's enough interest, I'll make a video on my process on how I wire everything. And I think I've even walked through some of this stuff. So here's my overall car diagram. Here's the engine bay diagram, and then here's my pinout with edits as I'm making them to change stuff up. But anyways, guys, this is just a quick little update video to go over the channel name change and what's been going on with the car lately. So I will see y'all in the next one.